have at least 3 or 4 bases, and a large force coming in the middle here, gonna probably come out on Light's favor. Actually, no, the tank's just pushing forward because C pulling his tanks that were sitting in front of the 6 o'clock position, and gonna siege up on the 9 o'clock position, the secondary natural, and try and wrestle it out. Again, this Terran vs. Terran, typical boring resource battle. No dangerous pushes or any sort of innovative play, just tanks and Goliaths being well-rounded. Sort of like Medic and Marines. That would be interesting to see, though. A mirror match between Medic and Marines and Medic and Marines. Lots of micro, definitely. Probably the pinnacle of the Terran micro responsibilities. Well, I guess I shouldn't be so harsh on Terran. I do play Terran myself. I do like it, but again, it's nothing I find too difficult. And some SCVs actually getting some kills on SCVs. I'm not sure which the colors are. It looks like C taking out one of Light's SCVs, and C sieging that I believe that was the island expansion, but I'm not sure. And these Terran vs. Terran matches, again, any mirror match really it's just hard to tell, really. Looks like it is indeed C annoying Light there at the 6 o'clock base, and Light sending in some more resources, and C looking like he's pushing out here with a couple drop ships. We're going to see if there can actually be a push and try and take this game. C with heavily guarding, sort of a contain here on Light's natural expansion. And expansion going crazy, lots of minerals, dropships, tanks everywhere. Typical Terran play. Looks like he is gonna indeed go for a push, using those dropships to do some bombing on those in-place siege tanks while he's pulling in the rest of his forces. But that position well defended, but not well enough. Those tanks coming in. C's gonna sweep up this force, looks like, from Light. We'll see how much damage he can do before Light gets the necessary reinforcements in to mop up this. Looks like he's sieging up on that that ridge there, getting the high ground, but only one tank seems to be in range now with the scan going off. Still not in range, so slightly sloppy play from Light here, not getting close enough with those tanks to do anything sort of effective. Now he's going to have to reposition them, but you see that large group, at least 12 tanks there, not going to be too effective against them. And lots of factories for C, looks like 7 or 8. He is indeed out of resources at his main, so obviously this expansion coming into play, of course, like always. And C does indeed have that island expansion, whereas Light has essentially, Light controls 9 o'clock and 6 o'clock, whereas C controls 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And the resources are essentially split in between the middle, but I do believe that since C essentially controls the middle, those the secondary naturals at both the 9 o'clock and the 6 o'clock base are not being mined at this point. So Light actually in a bit of economic trouble compared to C. So I guess C gonna sort of do a contain and just starve out Light and eventually win this in the next half an hour. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Because that'd be boring and pointless, and no one would really want to watch that, and I wouldn't really want to talk for that long. Building a command center now at the 9 o'clock secondary natural, so C really trying to push forward, take these bases, mine out those minerals, starve Light to the fullest, and sort of just take this eventually. And lots of armies and lots of starports going down, so I guess we might see some battle cruisers actually. I don't think Wraith would be terribly effective at this point. It's quite late in the game, lots of turrets around. So I think we might actually see battlecruisers with I think there was 4, maybe 5 starports there. I don't think it's necessary to create that many dropships, and of course Valkyries wouldn't do anything. So I believe we will see battlecruisers if this game does go long enough. C just pushing in here to the natural of the 6 o'clock base. Again, just trying to take out as much resources from Light as he can, and C is doing a pretty good job at it, forcing Light to lift that command center with only a couple tanks up on that ridge for the high ground. That command center running away from those Goliaths. It is burning, so it is going to need to be repaired, and again, all of those getting the control tower up, another starport going down. So I do believe we will be seeing battlecruisers. That physics lab, indeed, battlecruisers will be coming. It'll be interesting to see if there's enough time for those Yamato cannons to take effect on those turrets. It will definitely be quite hilarious seeing battlecruisers taking out tanks. I haven't seen that in a very long time. And again, a drop coming here just on the 9 o'clock secondary expansion from C. Or from Light, excuse me, trying to take out that command center. He does look like he will see coming in with some reinforcements, but he is below that ridge, and he does not look like he is in range to hit all those units very clearly. And Light floating in that command center, but it does look like he's going to try and take that as soon as he can, but he is going to need to retake that center position. C looking like he is running out of tanks, probably switching more to worrying about battlecruisers. It looks like that one SCV just stuck there in between the starports. Quite amusing. And it looks like another drop coming from Light, possibly just SCVs, possibly trying to just do a bomb on the center here, but those tanks aren't sieged, and it doesn't look like it'll be too effective. And those factories not having any activity, so indeed, C is going to be relying on his siege tanks, and a huge drop there just to take out a couple tanks, and some SCVs running out here going to get decimated by these tanks, and reinforcements coming in from the north, while where counter reinforcements are indeed again coming from the north. So it's sort of like a tug of war. I guess I haven't really explained it properly, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And some more forces dropping in, but it does look like Light will be coming off on top just because he is closer to his base with those reinforcements and those dropships, and indeed, but clearly not expecting these battlecruisers, because or else he would be mass-producing Goliaths. A large force of tanks there with some dropships. So it looks like C is continuing to put up the facade of using just the factories, whereas he's actually secretly producing a lot of starports. That's 7 there, I believe, and most of them have control towers, so he is indeed trying something there. I haven't seen any units pop out of that yet. No race, no battlecruisers, so it'll be interesting to see what C uses those starports for. I'm sure it'll be something important, and I'm sure he's got lots of big plans, a big push coming in here, bringing the SCVs off the line of the 12 o'clock secondary natural, trying to take out these tanks. C obviously quite successful there with those SCV bombs, and indeed he does look like he is putting out Wraith. I would have obviously thought he wanted some battlecruisers and actually not wanting to lift up his starport, just using his Wraith to take out his SCV there stuck in, free up some psi, and putting down another factory there at the 6 o'clock, or the 3 o'clock position rather. And again, another short stall period here. We'll see who makes the next strike and goes for the king, if you will. And that command center, very poor from Light, actually still sitting there burning, not even repaired to the yellow. It would have been quite simple from a couple minutes ago, that battle, and Light not repairing it, just letting him losing that command center, and C try to take this command center at the 9 o'clock secondary natural, not successful, even though he does have the high ground. That command center is not burning enough, but more tanks coming in from to the north, and looks like that command center will be burning soon, and if Light doesn't repair this, that'll be a big loss on his part. And C with quite a large group of Wraiths there, looks like at least 12, probably most definitely has cloaking technology, and will be coming in to be quite annoying, possibly taking out that large group of dropships coming in. Excuse me, and looking like he is going for the natural, or possibly the main. Those dropships, I'm not sure what's in them, but those siege tanks coming in from underneath, taking out that turret. Light is going for a drop on the main. Those Wraiths gonna need to come into play, I guess, because I'm not sure how many tanks C has in his base. Can't be too many with all those starports, excuse me, and Wraiths being produced. Indeed, only a handful of units there protect against those 6 or 7, and those Wraiths coming in. So C, I guess, wanted to save them for a better occasion, but this will be, I guess, good enough. Take out those tanks. And a GG from Light, definitely not expecting, looks like 20 Wraiths, definitely not expecting that, and knowing the game was over. I'm not sure if that was quite a good idea. He probably could have just switched into glass. I'm not sure how many factories he had, but he probably could have just switched into glass and dealt with this, but he is GGing, so C does win, and this was quite an exciting match for Terran vs. Terran, I must say, although it was still somewhat monotonous. But I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did, and I guess we'll see you in the future.